Elon Musk is making a move that a lot of Indians have been waiting for.
Tesla is set to make its long-awaited entry into India.
Initiated recruitments in India.
Secured its first showroom space in Mumbai.
On top of this, they're expected to invest more than 41,000 crores to disrupt India's EV market. A move that came after a few weeks of meeting between Elon Musk and PM Modi. And funnily enough, it has made Trump a little angry too, as he's calling this unfair. But why is Tesla so obsessed with entering in India? What is going to be different this time from the last few times? And will Tesla really produce here, or will they just import and dump? And most importantly, what will be the impact of this on the Indian economy and businesses? Well, we have consumed a lot of reports, documents. To make this the only video you need to watch to understand everything about Tesla's India entry. So let's get into it. But before we begin, welcome to the channel. I want to share with you that GrowthX is now part of the Zerodha media network. At GrowthX, we are a community of 4,000 members from India's top technology companies. You can check more about us from the link in the description. Now coming back to Tesla. Tesla has signed a 5-year lease for a showroom in BKC Mumbai, and the next one is going to be in Aerocity Delhi. Exciting, right? But here's the real question. Why does the biggest EV company in the world need India? Well, the answer is that they're not having the best time in the world. Their share prices are down by more than 50% despite Elon Musk being more powerful than ever with his current new role in the US government. And I know that the entire US stock market is down, and so is the Indian stock market. But Tesla's problems are way deeper. Even if you look at the biggest markets, they are suffering. US and China, the countries that make up roughly 75% of sales, are showing dips. The market share of Tesla in US went from 55% in 2023 to 49% in 2024. And in China, the share is only 4%. In US, they are facing competition from GM, Ford, Hyundai and Kia. And in China, BYD remains the market leader with much cheaper models. And not just that, even Europe is also showing falling sales, as you can see on this chart. So one thing is clear, Tesla is in trouble. Most people are even calling the company overvalued. And this is where India comes in. Look, India is the world's third largest automobile market after China and US. And I agree, while our EV car market is very tiny, and at the moment we only make about 0.5% of total EV car sales in the world, everyone knows that the opportunity that this country has to offer is huge, especially Elon Musk. He knows that the country is bullish on going all in on EV penetration with a lot of policies and subsidies like PLI and FAME. By the way, India has made a strong goal to make 30% of all cars sold in the country EVs by 2030. Yes, and here's something that you might have noticed. Premium car sales in country are also on the rise. People have started buying more and more SUVs, and EVs are no longer about fuel efficiency. They're about better tech and better performance than old school ICE cars. India has a shot at becoming a big revenue contributor for Tesla. But how will this work, and what actually failed last time? Well, we'll discuss that. But before we do that, I want to take a moment. See, if you're a marketer, a brand manager, or an early founder, you know that feeling when you discover that game-changing insight and you brief your creative team and execute the campaign, but sadly it bombs? Well, this is a clear case of a weak creative strategy, but that changes today. See, we have spent months building a learning program with Ashwath Swaminathan, the ex-CMO of Swiggy and the brain behind brands like Brew, Taza, Lagman, and more. And we are calling it the craft of creative strategy. Over the course of this learning program, you learn to take the business problem and extract the marketing objective, write creative briefs that inspire and not just prescribe, articulate your creative campaign's idea, and ensure a world-class execution. This program is now available at an early bird price till 30th March, and you can check it out from the link in the description. Now let's get back to the episode. See, for years, India has imposed a 110% import duty on US cars that cost more than $35,000, which means that if a $40,000 Tesla that gets built in the USA would come at India, it would cost about $84,000. Do note that these cars are those cars that are getting imported after getting completely built outside, and this is called CBUs. But things are different this time after a policy change that the government made last year. See, the government cut the duties from 110% to 15%, but with a small catch. One, the companies can enjoy fewer duties only if they invest 500 million, which is more than 4,100 crores, and set up a local factory in India within 3 years. Second, the company has to meet the target of 25% domestic value addition initially, and then increase it to 50% within 5 years. So if companies do this, they're allowed to import up to 80,000 cars in India. It really aligns with our bigger goal of Make in India. But now duties might fall even more for cars coming from the USA, especially with Trump going aggressive with the tariff wars. So the question is, has Musk finally said yes to producing in India? Well, not officially, but reports say that Tesla is currently testing the waters and will only eventually invest 41,000 crores once they see the demand. For now, the showrooms Musk has opened will only sell cars that are imported from Germany. Why? Well, there are three reasons. First, the US does not make sense because of the aggressive tariff wars and Musk wants to be safe here. Second, China is a no-go due to India's anti-China sentiment. And third, Germany is closer to cheaper shipping and has emission standards which are very similar to India's BS6. So using Germany, Tesla will launch right-hand car models, especially for India, the Model 3 and the Model Y. And these are the price ranges at which these cars will be getting launched at. So now let's understand, what is the impact of this on us and our economy? One thing is clear. There are many great things that can come out of this. First off, Tesla has been using India for sourcing auto components like plastic parts, wiper systems assembly, castings and others for quite long. In fact, in 2023, they sourced 1 billion worth of auto components from India. So there's a chance that Tesla will source more from India if it starts seeing demand here, as even they don't want to be completely dependent on one country like China. Plus, if Tesla starts manufacturing in India as well, it would be game-changing for the economy in short term, medium term and long term. It will create better jobs, it will lead to upskilling of the workforce and will also grow other supporting industries of the value chain. We have seen this with Foxconn assembling iPhones in India. They alone created more than 40,000 skilled jobs. This happened in the past as well with players like Honda, Samsung, GE, Siemens and many more who are making in India too. And this is only going to increase in our country. And look, India's funda is clear. That the government wants to take the share of manufacturing sector in the GDP from 15% to 25%. And for this, we need more companies to set up production here. This will create a lot of ripple effects, by the way, that will improve our dependence as a manufacturing partner in the world. And currently, Maharashtra seems to be the leading contender for Tesla plants, and a lot of suppliers are based out of there. So let's see how this works out and which state does Tesla actually goes with. But one thing is clear for the ecosystem, that Tesla's entry into the ecosystem will push our own companies to innovate more, be it hardware or software. And yes, Tesla's adoption won't happen overnight. They would have to work a lot on figuring out how they get the charging network sorted, which is another problem altogether, as we have a long road to walk in. Self-driving tech is another hurdle for them, as that won't be seen anytime in India soon. But if you are someone who is thinking that this will make Indian players non-competitive and that this will be bad for the market, that's not really the case. Because see, India is a market where Tata Punch is the best-selling EV car, and only a small percent of population would actually be able to afford a vehicle more than 30 lakh rupees. So Tesla's entry won't disrupt the mass EV market in India for sure, but would definitely drive more innovation and competition in this space, be it in terms of infrastructure or vehicles. That was all for today. Hope you learned something from it, and do let us know how excited are you to actually drive a Tesla in India. And if you like this video, you would definitely love the last video we did on Trump's tariff wars. Go ahead and check that out. I'll see you in the next one.